Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm about to start my Read What You Own challenge, which for me means reading 25 books before I buy any new ones. And I've been perusing my bookshelves. You can read the introduction video to this, which kind of explains a bit more about the challenge, and I'll pop a link up here or wherever, or in the comments to that video. But what I've been doing is looking and thinking, right, okay, what books have I got on my shelves that I've never read, that have been there for a long time and are kind of just gathering dust, and I've pulled a few of them out to show you. These may or may not be part of my challenge, I don't know, but I thought it would be fun just to go through some of the books that I've had on my shelf. In some cases, I think for quite a long time, because looking at the covers, they're pretty dated, and I don't remember buying them recently as second-hand books. So I think, yeah, some of these have been on my shelves for a while. So let's get started. I've got a couple of books by an author called Henry Porter, one called Brandenburg and one called Remembrance Day, both spy thrillers. One's set it's sort of in the in the Cold War, and one is, I think, a bit more recent. This one looks like it's a proof, not an actual genuine for sale book, so I don't quite know how I came by that. I've certainly never read it because the spine is completely unbroken, and same with Brandenburg, although I can see that I probably bought this not that long ago, given that it's got a 3 for 2 sticker in Waterstones. So I suspect I was in Waterstones and I had 2 books and couldn't find a third, and this ended up being the third. So yeah, I think one or maybe both of those, I don't know, we'll wait and see. As I say, there are some here by multiple books by the same author, and I'm not sure that I'm going to read all of them. So those are 2. I've mentioned in previous videos my love of Maigret novels, George Simenon's Maigret. I've also got a couple of his non-Maigret novels. So I think what I might do is read some of these and use my Maigret novels as a fallback if I get a bit stuck with things that I'm sort of looking to not read. Next one in this pile, and these are in no order, and there's no guarantee that I'll read any of them, to be fair, although I probably will. But they are, just books that I think have been on my shelves for a while and really ought to be read. So the next one is a non-fiction book. This is about a group of wildland firefighters in the US. They made a movie out of this, which I've seen. I think the movie's says on there, doesn't it? Only the Brave. The movie was quite harrowing, I have to say. So this is the book that the movie was based on. I've had this for a while. I think I bought it after I'd seen the movie, because I thought, I really want to read the book. Obviously, you never read it. So that's one that I think I will read as one of my 25. Then I've got an Agatha Christie that's not a Poirot or a Miss Marple, so a non kind of Poirot Marple novel. Had this for a while. I would quite like to read this, so might get to that. Then I've got a chunk of Neville Shute books. Now, I like Neville Shute. So I've got Requiem for a Wren. God, that's difficult to say. Landfall and Pastoral. I think all of these are set in the Second World War, or just around that time. I've read quite a lot of his books. These happen to be 3 that I've not read yet. I kind of go through a phase with Neville Shute, read quite a few, and then don't read any for months. So those maybe. Another book set in the Second World War. This is a relatively recent acquisition, but one that I really want to read. It's been out of print for years and years, and was recently reprinted. It's The Cauldron by Zeno. It's about the invasion of Arnhem to capture the bridges in the Second World War. It's quite, I think, my understanding is again quite harrowing. It's fiction, but it's heavily based on the experiences of the author at the time, because I think he was there. So that's one that I probably will read. I've got a lot of 80s film and TV series novelizations, and I'd quite like to get to a few of those. I think some of these, I've probably read this, but I was probably about 12 years old, so I don't really remember it. This was the original Battlestar Galactica, not the more recent version that's been out kind of in the last 10-15 years or so. This was back in the 80s, and it's got the photos in the middle from the stills from the TV program. So I've got a few of these different TV series. I think I've got Alien, The Goonies, War Games, The Black Hole, quite a few, and I want to read some of those. So yeah, we'll see. Then I've got a stack of Ken Follett novels. Now, I've read quite a few of Ken Follett's novels. These are some of his earlier ones that I haven't read. I finished, what's it called, The Eye of the Needle, earlier this year, and I really enjoyed that. I think it was his first major success. So I want to read some of these. So I've got The Key to Rebecca, The Man from St. Petersburg, Triple, and Lie Down with Lions. And all of these look like they're second-hand acquisitions. Yeah, they've got like penciled prices inside the front covers, so I've maybe had them a while. In fact, I know I've had some of those a while because they've been sitting on my shelf looking at me. So yeah, those. Then I've got Claire Francis's Night Sky. Claire Francis was a fairly famous yachtswoman, I think. She was like a single-hand round-the-world yachtswoman. When she stopped doing that, she took up novel writing. I think she's written about a dozen novels. Not anything sort of in the last, 10 years or so, maybe a bit longer than that. So I think she stopped writing, but this was her first. And again, there's a theme going on here. This is a Second World War novel. So yeah, I'd quite like to read that. Again, it's been on my shelves for a while. Also second-hand acquisition. It's got pencil price in the front, so that's another one. Vince Flynn, American Assassin. I've never read any of Vince Flynn's books, and again, I've had this a while, and possibly bought it when it first came out. Looks like I've never even picked it up. Again, no creases on the spine or anything, so would quite like to read that. I think they made this into a film, which if it's the film I think it is, I've seen. So I'd again quite like to read that. And then finally in this stack is a James Lee Burke, The Tin Roof Blow Down, which is based on is set in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans. So a book I would quite like to read. This is again a second-hand copy. It's been read but not by me, so I would quite like to read this. So yeah, that's, I don't know how many books that is. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's 18 books there. I won't read all of them because there are multiple books by the same author, and I don't tend to read multiple books by the same author back to back. I tend to like to spread things out, so I might read them all. I don't know. If that's 18 and I've got to find another 7, which wouldn't be difficult. But that'll give you some idea of what I'm going to be reading. Starting, I don't know when this is going to go up. If this goes up today, my plan is to start tomorrow. So start Sunday the 27th of October and run till I finish 25 books, or I think it's 6 and a bit thousand words. I'm probably going to go for 25 books unless I really start reading some. I've got The Count of Monte Cristo I really want to read. and that's like 1,000 pages. So that would be like, that would be a good chunk of my word count, even though it's only one book. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'm not setting my expectations too high. I just want to get on and read those 25 books or hit the word count before I buy any new ones. That's my goal. I really want it. And then when I've done that, I'm going to see, I might go on and do another 25 to do the 50 tier. As I say, we'll see where we get to. If I've had enough and I must go out and buy a book by the time I get to 25, then we'll be stopping. But if not, we'll carry on. I think we'll see where we get to. If you have been, thanks for watching, and if you're taking part, let me know down below. Quite like to, particularly if you've got a BookTube channel and you're taking part, I'd like to kind of follow along with what you're doing. I will be reporting back kind of, I don't know, as and when, and I haven't read a lot this week, so I'm probably not going to do a books I've read this week video. I'll probably do one next week, which will be cover the kind of start of the Read What You Own challenge. But yeah, we'll see. If you have been, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.